Yo, what the f is up, ball slappers? God, it's so stupid. My name's T-Blev. I'm a competitive amateur golfer based out of Kentucky, and today I've just got a little 9-hole course vlog for you guys. Today I'm going to be playing the back 9 at Tate's Creek Golf Course out here in Lexington, Kentucky. This is sort of my first foray into golf content, so any comments or criticism would be greatly appreciated. Of course, if you enjoy this video, please give that like button a good slap for me. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. I want to be a man of the people, so if you have any ideas for content you'd like to see, please drop them in the comments below. My ears are wide open. But I'm sure you guys want to watch me play some golf instead of just sitting here talking to a shaky camera, so let's get this rolling, baby. Alright, so here we are at the 10th hole. Nice little 378 yard dogleg left par 4. I'm out here with no warm-up, no practice putts, no nothing. I was impatient and wanted to get out and get playing, so I know my miss has been right the past few days, so I'm kind of playing for that a little bit, aiming it up to the left center of the fairway. Made a pretty decent swing here. Kind of flipped it over a little bit with my hands. Went just a little bit right of where I was aimed, but still ended up in the fairway. Pretty good shot. Left me with 110 in for my second shot. Just hitting a little pitching wedge here, trying to take some distance off of it, trying to make it just a nice easy swing. And hit a absolutely god-awful, terrible, I suck at golf shot. Totally turned my hands over, hit it long and right. Left myself with not the easiest up and down in the world. A little bit below the green. I've got a 58-degree wedge here, just opening up the face a little bit, trying to throw it on the green, let it just release down towards the hole. I hit a decent chip to about 5 feet here. Apologize for the terrible camera angle here. I didn't realize just how bad it was. But about a 5-footer, a little bit right to left. Trying to take my time, make sure I don't shoot myself in the foot right out of the gate. Pretty good putt. Nice little up and down par save on the first. So we'll move on to hole 11. A little 350 yard par 4. Kind of goes down the hill and back up a little bit. There's water on the right if you hit it far enough. So I'm hitting a 5-iron here, just trying to make sure I stay short of that water. You can kind of see that tree just to the right of the white tee marker that's a little bit bigger than the others. That's sort of my aiming point here. Great contact, but shut the face down a little bit again. Hooked it into the right rough. I was kind of scared I was going to be close to going into the water, but I'm not that deep. I'm no Kyle Berkshire. Left myself with 145 in, just a touch of tree trouble, so instead of hitting a 9-iron here, maybe like I normally would, I'm just hitting a little soft 8, just to make sure I keep it below the branches. Little 3-finger knuckleball 8. Just trying to get somewhere on the green. And a little bit of a better swing here. Took a little bit too much off of it. Left it probably about 40 feet short of the pin that was a little bit back of center. So this putt's straight uphill. It is slow. And this is why you should always hit practice putts before you go play. I didn't hit this putt near hard enough, left it about 6 or 7 feet short. Obviously not very happy with that. Don't like leaving myself those testers for par, especially when I'm on the green. And, you know, putting's been something I've been working really hard on. And of course, my second putt, I smashed through the break. Beautiful little 3-jack here on my second hole. quickly over par. Love it. You can tell by my body language how happy I am with that. This 12th hole has eaten my lunch in the past. I've made 8s on this hole. I've made 6s on this hole. So, laying up a little bit, hitting a 3 hybrid, just trying to hit it to sort of the fat part of the hole. There's some trees on the right. If you hit it far enough up, you can get into some trouble, and trees pretty much all the way down the left as well. Trying to aim this down kind of the left side of the fairway because I know I've already hit a couple shots right, and this is no different. Hooked all the way across the fairway, probably missed the fairway by about 15 yards to the right here. But didn't necessarily hurt myself. Got about 100 yards here for my second shot. Normally I'd hit a 54 and just swing easy, a little bread and butter swing as I like to call it, but just because of that tree there, I figured it'd be better to hit more of a full 58. Made a pretty good swing here. Much better than the past few swings I've made. Left myself with about 15 feet here for birdie. This pin's kind of sitting right on a slope too, so the putt, and you'll see me kind of stand here trying to see what it feels like it's going to do, and right here I know it's going to break pretty hard to the right the last foot or two. So I'm playing this probably about a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups out to the left. I don't remember exactly. And I made a pretty good stroke here, but underestimated how hard that putt's going to snap at the end, so missed it a little bit on the amateur side, as they say, but left myself a pretty easy tap in for par, and we'll just move on to the next. Hole 13, pretty short par 5. Really kind of an easy hole once you get past the tee shot, but this tee shot for me, especially being a relatively inaccurate driver, is pretty terrifying. There's OB left, hazard right. You can see pretty well how narrow that is. So I'm, just because this whole dog leg's just a little bit, not even a dog leg, just kind of bends up to the left a little bit. So I'm trying to hit a little cut just to fit the shape of the hole here. And this thing was laced. Great drive. Gotta give it the club twirl. Stamp of approval. Left myself about 215 in for my second shot. Kind of a weird lie here. It's uphill, blind second shot. Ball's also below my feet, so not really sure where this ball is going to go. I'm hitting a 4 hybrid here. Hung it out to the left a little bit. I thought I hung it out a lot more than I actually did. I was kind of scared I was going to hit some cart path and get kind of a crazy bounce, maybe end up in those weeds you can kind of see over on the left, but luckily it was not quite as far left as I thought it was. Left myself a relatively easy chip. Thought about hitting a 54-degree wedge here, but figured just because I'm a little farther off the green, I'll hit a 58. Just trying to land it about 10 feet on, let it just release down towards the hole. Hit a pretty good chip, maybe not quite hard enough. Left myself about 4 or 5 feet for birdie. Would be nice to make this and get back to even. Again, I apologize for the terrible quality here, but not going to be doing that again in the future. Made a pretty good stroke here, but it broke right on me. Just burned the right edge. Just walk up there and smack it in with the back of the putter. So I'm a little frustrated now getting into this par 3 14th. 185 yards, just a tad downhill. Normally I'll hit a softer 6-iron in this situation, but I'm a little angry, so Figured I'd try and nuke a 7 here. There's some slopes to the right of the green. It falls off pretty hard, and the rough is thick over there as well, so the miss is left. I'm trying to aim at the left edge of the green and just kind of ask for it to come back. But it didn't listen. It hung out there to the left. Not a terrible shot. Definitely the side I want to miss on, and didn't miss it by a whole lot, but I did miss the green. Fortunately, this is about as straightforward of a chip as it gets. Nice little 54-degree wedge here, ball back in my stance. Trying to make sure I keep some shaft lean as I'm hitting this chip shot. But once you practice your short game enough, these become automatic. You see I cozied it up there to about a foot, didn't even bother grabbing the putter. No need. Just walk up there and blade the wedge in there. Clean that baby up for par. No love lost, no blood. We'll just move on and try and birdie the next one. Here we've got a 382-yard par 4. Kind of goes down a valley and back up. Not a whole lot of benefit in hitting driver here. At best, I leave myself with a weird yardage in the middle of the fairway. At worst, I challenge those trees and tall grass on the right. So I'm just hitting my mini driver. 2-wood, whatever you want to call it. I love this club. This thing is so sick. Just aiming this down the left edge of the fairway just in case I hook it like I have been. But maybe my best swing of the day. I don't think that ball moved a yard in the air. I think it was just a laser down the middle, and I hit it hard too. Just barely ended up in the left rough. 75 yards up the hill. This green's a 2-tier green, and this pin's on the back tier, so 75 yards, but I'm trying to play this more like a 90-yard shot just because of the elevation change and making sure I want to get it back on that correct tier. Lies a little thick here. I've got a 58. Just my little bread and butter swing, as I call it. Made a good swing here. Never left the flag. Would have been a lot closer if I was out of the fairway. It actually pitched about 3 feet from the hole and then released out to about 15 feet. So now I've got this little 15-foot downhill slider for birdie. It's a little quicker than any putt I've really had so far. Made a good stroke here. Just barely hit it a little too hard for the line I tried to play it on. No worries though, just clean that up for par. Been trying to work more on die putting, as it's called. Just where you try and ease it to the hole, not really trying to hit it past the hole. But still hit them hard every now and then. 16th is a 320-yard par 4. Almost drivable. I'm not quite long enough to be able to hit it on a regular basis. And normally I really actually just lay up with a 4-iron here and give myself a comfortable little, 70-yard shot or so in. But I'm wanting to make a birdie, so go ahead and hit driver. Hit this one a touch right too, but there's some friendly slopes there on the right that I got a good bounce off of. Ended up with about 35 yards, just short of these greenside bunkers. Some guys over here on another hole getting hyped because they hit a good shot. Hope he holed out, that'd be sick. But 35 yards, you can see me just kind of walk up there, take a peek at the green, see where I want to land it at, check my yardage, make sure I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. Check out the lie. Got a 58-degree wedge again here, just opening the face a little bit, trying to hit a little high soft pitch in here. Played it to perfection. Left myself just about 3 or 4 feet for birdie. You can see, even though it's a short putt, I'm still walking up here, I'm marking it, I'm lining it up, I'm taking my time. The worst thing, in my opinion, to do here is try and rush and just knock it in without thinking about it. Still want to take my time, make sure I'm making a good stroke. Don't want to take so long you make yourself nervous, but long enough to where you're not going to make any mental errors. Clean that bad boy up for a birdie. The par 3 17th, 168 yards. Hitting a 7-iron again, even though it's a little over 15 yards shorter than the last par 3. It feels like at this point the wind's a little bit in my face. I'd like to try and hit a little bit of a cut here. Not swinging quite as hard as I did on the last par 3. But right about here, I feel the wind do just a total 180. Goes from directly in to directly down. And sure enough, fly it right over the green. Leave myself kind of a tricky little chip shot here. You can see that the green's going straight downhill from where I'm at. Also breaks quite a bit right to left too. So I'm trying to aim this a little bit out to the right, but I've got the face open and didn't quite compensate for it. Distance was good, but did not start that far enough right at all. Left myself about a 6-footer for par. Luckily, I've had this same exact putt probably four or five times. I always try to read break into it, and I always miss it on the high side because it just doesn't break. So finally, I learned my lesson. Decide to play it straight at the hole. Knock it in. Nice little momentum saver there. So now we can head to the 18th. Nice little another short par 5. Good birdie opportunity with a chance to get under par. This whole dog legs to the right pretty quick. It's actually, there's some OB on the left that sneaks in. It's a blind tee shot, so you can't see how quickly that OB sneaks in. Kind of a scary tee shot for me. The line I'm really trying to take here is just over probably the left half of those pine trees. Hung it out a little bit to the left here. I thought I was in more trouble than I actually ended up being in. I thought that I'd hit this thing OB, but evidently not. Leave myself 230 in. The miss here is really short for sure, so I'm just trying to nuke a 4-iron. See if I can get it there. I hit it just a groove, maybe 2 grooves low. Good swing. Pretty straight ball flight, but didn't quite get it there. Just snuck it up onto the front fringe. Got about 40 feet or so for eagle. And you can see how big of practice strokes I'm taking here. I felt like I beat the fuck out of this ball. And really about right here, I'm like, oh, hell, I left that short. But thankfully I was mistaken. Had some pretty good speed on it. Left myself about 3 feet to clean up a birdie and actually finish the 9 under par. Once again, taking my time here, making sure I line it up. Looked like it wanted to come out, but a nice little birdie, and we finished that 9 under par. Did not look like it was going to be under par the majority of that 9, but we'll take it.